This is Jake McConnico, and this is my photo editing assignment for week 5 in visual communication and multimedia. I set out on this assignment this week by first thoroughly reading the instructions and then doing the readings included in the folder. And my intent with this was really to try to work the process that Laura Rule had set out. I did kind of come in with some preconceived ideas about what I would personally expect from a book about famous last games. But I did try to work the process, and I was kind of surprised actually by some of the decisions that I made. But I found that the process helped me make them. So I'll start out by showing you all 5 of my images together. The one that I would like to see as the dominant photo is the one on the left there of Cal Ripken tipping his hat. The other 4 photos I thought really did a good job of capturing Cal Ripken's last game and can be used in smaller sizes in fourths or even to half the size of the dominant photo. And I'll talk to you a little bit about how I first set out doing this assignment. Obviously, I couldn't talk to the photographer, so what I did was I opened all the photos, tried to look at them in as large a size as I possibly could, really get a sense of what's going on in the photo, the different expressions, and look for things that maybe I wouldn't want to appear in the photo. I also read the story several times just to get a gist of the story, what it was trying to convey, the strengths of the story and the weaknesses of the story, to look for ways that the photos could complement the story and maybe make the story stronger and also tell some things that the story didn't get to. So I grouped these photos into the 5 different groups, and the groups that I chose were Ripken. There were a couple of photos of the player himself, just him, and then fans is another group that I had. There were a couple of those. Family, lots of photos of those, his mother, his wife, his older daughter, and then younger kids. The fourth group I called Hoopla or Festivities, which was, the photo of President Clinton, the images up on the wall in the outfield at Camden Yards, and then the shot with the fireworks. And then the fifth group that I had were his teammates, which was talked about a lot in the book, in the story. And obviously they had the old teammates and they had present teammates. So I'll talk first about the dominant photo that I chose, the Ripken photo. I thought this photo did a great job of capturing the overall theme of the book, Famous Last Games. Obviously, this happened at his last game. He's tipping his hat to the fans and he's saying goodbye. Uh, Also, I like the focus being singularly on Cal Ripken, the subject of the book section. Under the next category, the group that I called fans, there were 2 choices in that category. I thought I was a little worried that the red car would take away from the focus on being on Cal Ripken is a little flashy, but I really like this photo. A lot of diverse faces in here, expressions, people smiling, holding signs, reaching out to him. I thought it had the most potential for storytelling. In the story, it talked about him staying late and having conversations with fans. It talked about him, signing extra autographs. And so I thought, of course, Cal Ripken would take a lap or 10 around the stadium to say thank you and goodbye to fans. So I like this photo for that reason, for those reasons. The next group I called family. And I just thought this photo, out of all the choices, did the best job of conveying some of the things that weren't mentioned in the story. They talked a lot about his father, and they talked a little bit about his wife, but they didn't really talk about their kids. Who are they? How old are they? They boys or girls. This also had the most members of his family in this one shot. You have the 2 younger children and then his wife. And I love the expression on his face. He looks happy, satisfied, and just exuberant, as it talks about in the story quite a bit. In the next group that I called Hoopla or Festivities, I sort of thought about just all of the things going on in the stadium on that night. And obviously, this is the one that had former President Clinton in the shot. I thought this story actually did a really good job of quoting Clinton and letting us know that the president was there, and he saluted him for, his contribution to baseball and to America. So I didn't really think it was necessary, and I also did not want to take away from Cal Ripken. That was the focus of the story. So I chose this. It fits with the overall theme of the famous last games. He's got his hat off. He's saluting the flag in our country. The It's a great composition with his image and his jersey number 8. So that was my selection in that group. And then the final group I called teammates, and there were a few choices in here. This was a little difficult. Him hugging Eddie Murray was a nice photo. Um, the one of him also walking off the field consoling the player who had just struck out. Said a lot of nice things about him, but they said that in the story. So I like this photo. I thought it had a nice diversity of, a lot of people, when you say diversity, they think race. Obviously, that's in the photo, but I also thought ages too. The guy in the center is definitely older than some of these young players. I really enjoyed that part of the story when they talked about the young players who didn't know what to say to Cal Ripken when they started playing with him. And so I thought this was a good photo, and did a good job of telling the story. So once again, I'll show you all 5 of my photos together. Here they are. Some people might agree with my selection, some people might disagree. Um, I, I what I really tried to do, like I said, was work the process, and there were some surprising things. I thought, well, you got to go with a picture of President Clinton, or some people might have chosen the other picture of Cal Ripken with his arms up. These were my choices based on the readings and my opinion, and thoroughly enjoyed doing this assignment. Can't wait to review and comment on everyone else's work, and thank you very much for your time.